10 toxic relationship patterns you should never ignore. Recognizing toxic behavior in romantic relationships is not about labeling someone as evil. It is about spotting patterns that slowly drain your safety, your confidence, and your ability to think clearly. Some toxic behaviors look obvious, others look like love, loyalty, passion, or just a strong personality. But the most damaging toxic patterns usually have one thing in common: they make you smaller over time, they make you doubt yourself, they make your nervous system live on high alert. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the top 10 most damaging types of toxic behavior in romantic relationships. I will give clear signs, real examples, and what the pattern does to you emotionally. And I will also name the most important line that separates a hard relationship from a toxic one. A healthy partner can mess up and repair. A toxic partner repeats the harm, denies it, and punishes you for noticing. Let's begin. Type 1. Chronic disrespect disguised as honesty. This is the kind of partner who says cruel things and then calls it truth. They put you down, embarrass you, insult your intelligence, your body, your family, your work, your dreams, then act offended if you react. They might say, "I am just being honest," or "You are too sensitive," or "I am trying to help you improve." Here is the key sign. Their words do not build you. They reduce you, and when you say it hurts, they do not care. They argue that you deserve it. Disrespect is not just mean jokes. It is eye-rolling, sarcasm meant to humiliate, contempt, mocking your emotions, speaking to you like you are beneath them. Over time, this pattern teaches you to shut down. You stop bringing things up. You stop being yourself. You start performing a safer version of you. Type 2. Control and coercion. Control is not always screaming or forbidding you to do things. It can be subtle and concerned. It can look like, "I just worry about you. I do not like that friend. Why do you need to wear that? It is weird you want alone time. We should share locations. We should share passwords if we are serious." Healthy relationships include consideration. Toxic control includes pressure, monitoring, and consequences. Look for this. Are you allowed to say no without punishment? Are you allowed to have privacy? Are you allowed to have friendships and interests without being interrogated? Do you feel like you must manage their moods to keep peace? Do they create rules for you that they do not follow themselves? Coercion is any pattern where you comply because resisting is exhausting, unsafe, or costly. It can include sexual pressure, guilt, threats of leaving, threats of self-harm, financial threats, or social threats like smearing you to others. Control is not love. It is ownership. Type 3. Gaslighting and reality twisting. Gaslighting is when someone makes you doubt your perception on purpose. It can be big, like denying something you clearly saw, or it can be constant, small distortions that add up. Examples include, "That never happened," "You are making things up," "You are remembering it wrong," "You are crazy," "You are dramatic," "You always do this," "No one else would interpret it that way." The most damaging part is not just the argument, it is what happens in your mind afterward. You replay conversations. You question your memory. You ask other people, "Was I wrong for feeling that?" You start needing permission to trust your own eyes and your own emotions. A healthy partner might disagree with your interpretation, but they do not attack your sanity. They do not erase your experience. They can say, "I remember it differently," while still respecting that your feelings are real. Toxic gaslighting makes you feel unstable, so they can stay in control. Type 4. Emotional invalidation and contempt. This one destroys connection from the inside. It is when your emotions are treated like a problem instead of information. You are sad, and they roll their eyes. You are anxious, and they call you weak. You are hurt, and they say, "Here we go again." You cry, and they get angry at your crying. Contempt is especially dangerous. It is disgust plus superiority. It is the smirk, the scoff, the mocking tone, the way they speak to you like you are pathetic. When contempt becomes normal, the relationship becomes emotionally unsafe. You stop sharing. You stop being vulnerable. And without vulnerability, intimacy dies. You can live in the same house and feel completely alone. Type 5. The blame shift and refusal of accountability. In toxic relationships, problems never belong to them. If they hurt you, it is because you made them. If they yelled, it is because you pushed them. If they lied, it is because you would not understand. If they cheated, it is because you were not giving them enough. They can apologize, but it is a fake apology. I am sorry you feel that way. I am sorry, but you were acting crazy. I guess I am just a terrible person then. The goal is not repair. The goal is escape. Accountability sounds like, I did that. It was wrong. I understand why it hurt. Here is what I'm going to change. Toxic people rarely do this consistently. They might do it for a moment to keep you, but the pattern returns. If every conflict ends with you explaining your pain and then comforting them or begging them to stop being mad, that is not conflict resolution. That is manipulation. Type 6. Emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail is when love is used as a weapon. It is, if you really loved me, you would, followed by pressure. It is silent treatment until you give in. It is threats of leaving every time you have a boundary. It is sudden coldness when you disagree. It is making you earn basic kindness. This can sound like, I will break up with you if you go. If you tell anyone about this, we are done. If you do not answer right away, you do not care about me. You are choosing them over me. The outcome is that you start living in fear of the next consequence. You stop acting from your values. You act from panic. That is how emotional blackmail takes over your life without needing physical force. Type 7. Jealousy and possessiveness framed as devotion. Some people confuse jealousy with love because movies taught them that intensity equals passion. But jealousy that controls you is not romance. It is insecurity plus entitlement. Possessive partners may accuse you of flirting, cheating, leading people on, or wanting attention. They might create constant conflict around your social life. They might criticize anyone who likes you. They might demand reassurance nonstop, then still not believe you. Here is a major sign. You feel like you have to prove innocence instead of being trusted. You feel watched. You feel guilty for normal interactions. You start shrinking your world so you do not have to deal with their suspicion. Trust is the foundation of love. If jealousy is treated as your responsibility to fix, you will spend the relationship trying to convince someone who has already decided to doubt you. Type 8. Intermittent reinforcement, the push-pull cycle. This is one of the most psychologically addictive toxic patterns. It is when love and pain alternate in a way that hooks your nervous system. They are incredible one day, cold the next. They disappear, then come back intensely. They hurt you, then become sweet. They break you down, then promise change. They create chaos, then give relief. That relief feels like love, but it is actually your body calming down after stress. You start chasing the good moments. You start believing that if you just say it right, act right, love them enough, you will get the good version permanently. This is how trauma bonds form. Not because you are weak, because your brain is trying to survive unpredictability by seeking the reward that occasionally arrives. If your relationship feels like withdrawal, craving, and relief, pay attention. Healthy love feels steady. Type 9. Isolation and social sabotage. Isolation is a slow, strategic destruction of your support system. Sometimes it is obvious. They forbid friendships. More often it is subtle. They complain every time you see someone. They start fights before events. They make you feel guilty for enjoying time without them. They criticize your friends and family until you feel embarrassed to bring them around. They create drama so that you stop reaching out. Over time, you become easier to control because you have fewer mirrors. Fewer people to tell you, this is not normal. Fewer people to help you when you are exhausted. A healthy partner supports your connections. A toxic partner competes with them. Type 10. Violation of boundaries and consent. This includes sexual consent, emotional consent, privacy, and personal limits. It can look like pressuring you into sex. It can look like refusing to accept your no. It can look like reading your messages, going through your phone, demanding access to everything, showing up uninvited, insisting on constant contact, or punishing you for having needs. Boundary violations often come with justification. Couples do not keep secrets. If you have nothing to hide, you would show me. You are selfish for wanting space. But boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are what make love possible. When boundaries are respected, you feel safe. When boundaries are violated, your body learns that closeness equals danger. Now, let me give you a simple way to assess the overall health of a relationship. Ask yourself these questions. Do I feel safe bringing up concerns, or do I fear their reaction? Do I feel more confident over time or more confused? Do I feel like I can be fully myself or like I am walking on eggshells? When conflict happens, do we repair or do I end up apologizing for having feelings? Do I feel free or do I feel managed? Do I have peace more often than panic? And here's another crucial point. Everyone has moments of insecurity. Everyone can be defensive. Everyone can say something insensitive. What makes it toxic is repetition and power. The pattern repeats and it benefits them. It keeps you in a weaker position. If you recognize some of these patterns in your relationship, you do not have to make a dramatic decision today, but you do need to take your reality seriously. Start documenting behaviors for your own clarity. Talk to someone safe. Reconnect with your support system. Learn about boundaries and pay attention to one of the biggest predictors of change. Does the person take accountability and do the work consistently over time without you forcing it? Because real love does not require you to erase yourself to keep it. If you want more videos like this about emotional safety, trauma bonds, healing after toxic relationships, and rebuilding self-trust, please subscribe. And if this video helped you name something you could not name before, share it with someone who needs it. Sometimes the first step to freedom is simply recognizing the pattern.